All right. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, YouTube? Just kidding. We're not Casey Neistat or that guy Ty Lopez who just got a little bit of an echo. Yeah, Ty Lopez, who just got sued for a Ponzi scheme for like $100 million. So how about that? Isn't that fun? What is this? Twitch Prime is changing? Okay. Whatever. Okay. And, oh, that's fun. I love when my parents send messages on Facebook and then send the same meme that they sent on Facebook Messenger that nobody checks over text. That's fun. We like that. Thanks, Dad. All right. Okay, so as we can all probably see from the title of the stream, we got poll day. So we're off yesterday, had to go and go to the dentist. So yesterday was an off day. We are back today. So we'll be here today for pull, tomorrow for push, and then Saturday for legs. We'll be off Sunday, and then come Monday we'll be, back into our regular training program and split. So it's about 6:30 in the morning, and we will start getting our warm up on. And if I could find my little orange band, it is somewhere. Here it is. And hopefully there's no issues with, hopefully there's no issues with audio getting out of sync. I think the problem is when I added the chat overlay onto the screen, it might have defaulted to 60 frames when, we stream in 30 frames. So the mismatch was causing some refresh and hitching stuff going on. I don't know. I don't know if anybody cares, but I think that's what was happening. And so we made some adjustments. I did a test stream. I think we should be okay. We will see. Obviously from today, if things get all out of whack, let me know. But I feel like that's mostly going to be a challenge for the folks watching live and not so much for people watching the VOD, unless you make it all the way through the VOD, which if you do, you are a real one. But as always, welcome back to the MeatHaus. We like to have fun here. We live stream our training sessions, usually Monday through Friday, starting at about 6:15, 6:30-ish Central Time. We follow an upper, lower, pull, push, legs, training split, trying to get jacked, trying to get tan, trying to push some intensity. I think a lot of fitness content, especially on YouTube and stuff, is very, highly edited, very much feeding kind of that social media algorithm. The goal of, kind of this channel and on YouTube and on Twitch and yada yada is really to show maybe the less glamorous side of all of this, where not everything is, you know, Instagram filters and perfect angles and perfect lighting, and to show more of the reality, which is sometimes you just have a dude in their garage. And that's kind of what it is. So yeah, that's a bit of what, I don't know, do I want to say like the ethos of this channel? Maybe. It kind of sounds a little weird, but it is what it is. I'm trying to think, is this the, I think it is. All right, let's get that guy, and we will get our stuff getting set up here for our pull day. So I have a couple things left over from our, what's it called? From our leg day the other day. I feel like that's gonna fall. All right, we'll keep that there. I know I'm doing some stuff slightly off screen, but hey. It is what it is. Alrighty. Hopefully audio's coming through decently. I hope so anyways. Boom. And we are back, get it? Because we're doing pull downs. Oh, we are back over here. So have our, you know, little command center, and yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so we have 2 sets, 10 to 12 on our lat pull downs. Like always, using our knockoff mag grips that we got from Walmart. These have served me very well. I do like them. And for the price, pretty hard to beat. So we will just put on 100 pounds and move this bar out of the way. And just start warming up, really. Using my hands as hooks, pulling my elbows into my pockets. That's kind of the cue that I'm thinking of. Really trying to hammer our lats. Might get a little lean back in body English. Okay. And we will jump up again to 110. And we will just keep on keeping on. Oh, Atlas, what's up, man? Good morning. How are you? Happy Thursday. How is your week going? Ooh, and it's Friday Eve. We are so close to our weekend. But thanks for being here. I appreciate it. You are very routinely our number one chatter. I love seeing the number one pop up. Nothing special, but you're good. Happy to hear that. I know last weekend you were hoping to relax. Were you able to unwind, keep it nice and mellow? How was your weekend? I know I'm asking how your weekend was when the weekend is fast approaching, but yeah, hopefully you were able to relax and everything last week. You need more relaxing. Yeah, I feel that, man. I feel you there. Well, hopefully this weekend will help you out, and you're able to get some more relaxing in. I know that's what I'm hoping for, but I think we're having people over this weekend, which means nothing like the day before or the day of when you have people coming over, just the panic cleaning that happens, you know? So, do I have pain in my arm? I wouldn't say pain, but in my forearm on the left side, I've had some kind of like what would be called like tennis elbow, I guess. I've had some kind of like forearm discomfort up here by my elbow. And so I'm just trying to rub it a little bit, see how we're feeling. I wouldn't say pain, but especially on these pull downs, what I don't want to do is have my biceps or anything take over, right? We're trying to bias our lats as much as we can. And so for me, I notice where if I'm in kind of this top, 2/3 range of motion on pull downs, we're good. But once I kind of break that and I'm lower, then I feel like my biceps kind of start to kick in, which is not really what I want. So just, I don't want to say messing around with technique, but adjusting some technique to, make sure we're biasing the muscles that we want to bias while doing this. So. Okay. And then we will drop down again for our last warm-up. Oh, I mean, I don't feel bad, but thank you. Like I'm not this is not an injury. It's more of just like a thing that I am aware of just from many years of training and doing this, but I am not injured. Like I said, it's more of like sometimes like a mild discomfort, and so there's some things I do off stream to like roll out my forearms and things to help. So back in my powerlifting days, I would lay with my arm like on my back with my arm outstretched, and I would take a barbell and I would take the big thick part, right, where you put the weights on, and I would start up here and I would just roll out my forearm with the barbell. And that was more from low bar squatting and poor shoulder mobility and things would lead to some discomfort in my biceps tendon. And so those are some things I would have to do, but not anymore. But we're all good. All right, here we go. But man, I am so stoked that Halloween is just around the corner. We're finally in October. It's cooling off. it's fall or autumn or whatever. Pumpkin spice season is back. I am very, very excited. All right, last warm up. Okay. And then we have our working weight, 130, 2 sets, 10 to 12. Trying to hammer these lats. Build some width. One 130. Okay. Just checking our next lifts, seeing what we got next. Cause I said good morning. Ooh. Okay. Wake up, Mr. West, Mr. West, Mr. Fresh, Mr. All right. Okay. So moving on, we'll start hitting our working weight. Again, hands are hooks. We're trying to pull our elbow kind of into our pocket, biasing our lats as much as we can, not letting our our biceps or our forearms take over. Oh, see ya. Good morning. What's going on? Happy Thursday. It's Friday Eve. It's almost the weekend. We're so close. We're gonna hit this first working set on pull downs. All right, here we go. Ooh, come on. Oh. Sheesh, man. Oh. Oh, nice. You guys are playing peak. How cool. Skirt. Dude, that's awesome. You guys are gaming together. Just a couple homies. Climbing mountains. Literal and metaphorical. I love that. And we'll go like right about there. Sure, that'll work. That's sweet. I'm glad you guys are are gaming together. That's cool, man. That's really cool. See, I think I fixed the, I hope I did, the like audio mismatch we had going. I think it's better now. We'll see. But, because no settings changed. The only thing that changed is I overlaid the chat onto the screen. But I think the chat was at 60 frames and everything else was at 30 frames. It's like there was a mismatch going on. Sorry. So I like hard locked the chat to 30 frames so that way there's not like inconsistency, whatever. But if I do a clap, it should be all synced up, but we'll see. We're trying here. All right, so let's get our last set on pull downs before we move on to the next. So elbows into pockets, trying to hammer these lats. We might get a little lean back going, little body English, little sway, right? We want good technique, not necessarily super strict technique. And, oh, let's push ourselves, huh? All right. Come on. Ugh. Ugh. Sheesh. Okay. Ugh. So we'll say 10. We're going for 12, but we will stick at 10, and then now we have something to chase for the next time we do these. So we will take it. Whew. Okay. Now we have, some yeah, we have some T-bar rows with our elbows flared. So let's get all that set up. All right. Oh, man. Just want to check and see if there's any, nope, no texts from my wifey. So things must be good. No news is good news when there's 2 small children. Oh. There we go. And we'll go right into our little landmine attachment, which does not get tons of love, but maybe moving forward we'll start busting out, start busting out the landmine. a little more frequently. So we have our Titan T-bar row handle on there. I do wish we had some way to do like a chest supported T-bar row. That would be very cool. There's a guy on Facebook Marketplace selling one that seemed to be in somewhat decent condition. I didn't message him because it's just a dedicated T-bar row. Like here in the MeatHaus, where we look for things with a bit more versatility, so we can use items and pieces of equipment for multiple things instead of being hyper specialized. Or if we are getting something hyper specialized, kind of like the belt squat, we would want it more for a compound movement. So there we go. So I'm just gonna do a couple warm-ups with these, and we'll see kind of how this goes. And we'll throw on another 25. Okay. So again, 10 to 12 is our goal. Yeah, sure, we can start with 50, and we can go up kind of as we need to. Oh, Sia, we have some new emotes, by the way. Thanks to our boy Shapes, the new emotes have been approved. So there's Meat Cat, meow, and there's probably should have renamed it something other than Meat Spin, but that's what I called it. So we've got that one as well. There it is. You love them? Oh, good. Good. Who knew my my Final Fantasy 14 dances would make good emotes? But shout out to Shapes. Always the homie. All right. Okay. Whew. But yes, yeah, I love them too. I think they look pretty good. Oh, thank you for actually like doing the shout out. There we go. Yeah. Dude, Shapes is the homie. Oh. Man, so glad it's Thursday. This is like, this week is the like first real week at work after being out for a bit. And yeah, it feels good. I mean, getting into the groove of things. I mean, it's still work, but I am excited for the weekend. I'm not going to lie. And to just kind of relax, especially knowing Halloween's just around the corner. We've got, US Thanksgiving about a month and a half away. I mean, it's already October. Like, this is just a sprint through the end of the year. But it's my favorite time of year. One could say it's the most wonderful time of year. Hey now. So, love it. It's cooling off. It's about to be tracksuit season. So we'll get those going. It'll be nice and cool. It's the best. The fall is the best season, for sure. We got pumpkin spice on deck. I was talking to my mom and sister, and they're both stoked that they can get eggnog now. It's in stores. I think eggnog's gross, but they seem to like it. Whew. But yeah, shout out the fall. Easily the best. Come on. Oh. Okay. Whew. Yeah. So, first time doing these T-bar rows in quite a while. Didn't feel too bad. I think, as most things, right, I have a preference for doing these more chest supported. If there was a way to set up the bench to do these in a more chest supported fashion, that would be ideal. But for what it was, maybe long term, I'll just have to throw the belt on, which is not a big deal. Not even really an inconvenience, just a kind of a precaution, I guess, in the future. But for today, as kind of our feel it out part of this training block, not so bad. Not so bad. But what we are going to do is jump back over to the lat tower and do some seated cable rows for a couple sets of 12 to 15. So we will go ahead and get that set up. And I'll lower our camera here. Man, I do love a pull day. Not going to lie. It's probably my favorite of these training days. Legs aren't too bad. I mean, I tell myself I'm fired up for legs, but that's mostly because I have a lot of leg growth that I need. So I always want to tell myself, like, fuck yeah, we're training legs. It's going to be sick. To hype myself up to have a good training day. Otherwise, I could be a little crabby, especially on that second leg day. where it feels sometimes like, man, didn't we just fucking do this? And then you got to get right back into it. But it's all good. Mindset is 60% of the battle. 70%? Whatever. It's a big chunk of it. Mindset, attitude towards lifting. What is it? Motivation gets you going. Discipline's what keeps you going. That's what those influencer motivational guys say. Oh, okay. So 12 to 15, again, hands or hooks, driving back with our elbows. 130 on the tower. Trying to build some thickness. Come on. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. I think this will be the good weight for us. We'll see how the next 2 sets go. Cheers. Yeah. Thank you. Skirt. Oh. Yeah. See, I do agree. I feel like, like here's Unc giving some, I don't know, maybe some unsolicited advice and wisdom. I don't know. But, dude, life is, goes by fast, you know? You only got one of them. Few things are in your control, but some of them are attitude and effort. You know, you can control the amount of effort you put in. You can control the attitude you bring to the table. Right? You can't control how people or how things react and respond to you, but you can control how you choose to respond to those things. So I view it as what a privilege that I get to, wake up early and train and have lovely folks like you guys here in chat. And, if it wasn't for this, home gym and our little stream and YouTube channel that we fired up, I wouldn't have a couple buddies around the world, But what a privilege it is to do these things, I think. Ugh. Ugh. So yeah, but there are days when I wake up and I do not want to do this. I'm like, damn, 5 a.m. this alarm went off. I would love to sleep until 7, but it's okay. Because I know once I'm up, like once my feet hit the floor, we're up. Day started, things are good. We have these lights in our laundry room that when I flip them on, they're so bright. It's like a hospital. So I flip them on and I'm like flashbanging it's like that meme of the guy who like wakes up and he's like making that face because it's so bright. Like that's what our laundry room light is. And once that light flips on, dude, we're up. It's time to conquer the day. So, all right. come on. Oh. Okay. So, there you go. There's our 2 sets of 15 on close grip rows. My back is fried. Oh, thank you, Sia. I appreciate it. I mean, dude, who else am I gonna send obscure TikToks to at 5 in the morning? Other than you. Of guys riding scooters down hallways for Japanese game shows. Who else am I going to send that to? Only you, my man. Only you. We're going to have to tighten this up, because I do not want this to go flying off, but I worry that it might. Okay. So I'll have to fix that. Okay. All right. So let's move this guy. So now we have some rear delts. A classic. Hey, this one's for you, Sia. In general, there you go. And what do we do? 12 and a half, I think, for these? Yeah. Dude, what's crazy is we're almost to, we're almost at 100 followers on Twitch, and we're zeroing in on 100 subscribers over on YouTube, which is kind of crazy, I think, for I'd say a pretty niche channel and stream. You know, we're not streaming Warzone, we're not streaming Fortnite, we're you know, we're playing weightlifting simulator or amateur bodybuilding simulator here in our garage, just here in my garage. So pretty cool that there's been 100 followers. That's pretty sweet, or nearly 100 followers. So I think that's pretty cool. And on YouTube, like I feel like there's so many like fitness related channels and stuff. So cool to be gathering, at least a handful of folks that watch the streams over there, and each YouTube video gets a couple hundred views. So we're, miniature, in the grand scheme of things, but still been cool. This has been a fun ride, I would say. So shout out to all those people as well. But, so we just hit our main pulling movements on the day, right? We did lat pull downs to bias our lats. We did some bent over T-bar rows. We also did some seated close grip cable rows. So hitting our back from some different angles, some different pulling motions. So that's about, 6 total sets on back for today, plus, the back movements we did on our upper day as well. Now we're gonna do some more kind of isolation type movements to round out our physique. So first up are our rear delts. So kind of a staple, wonky way to hit our rear delts. Obviously, right, reverse pec deck would be great. Face pulls would be great. Some sort of cable reverse fly would be the best, I think. That's probably my favorite rear delt movement. But we are working within the confines of the equipment that we have, which is, we've got some weight plates. Obviously we have dumbbells. You know, we've got our bench here. So for us, we're gonna go forehead to the top of the bench, get our feet pretty stable, let our hands hang, and we are doing our rear delt flies like this. Oh, okay. Oh. Towards the end, I mean, I kind of go until one, my rear delts and like upper back start screaming. And two, kind of just go until my arms don't want to do it anymore, to be honest. So I think the hard part of this is not letting, you know, your traps kind of take over and doing your best to, at least what I think of while doing these is how can I continue to think of pushing my, like reaching forward kind of with my scaps and keeping that technique, I guess, or that like movement, and then reaching, kind of be like, instead of being like this, my face in the camera, instead of being like this and doing them this way, right, with like retracted scapula, I'm trying to think of like pushing forward and then doing it. So I'm really hitting and just trying to use my rear delt as opposed to retracting, and I don't know, maybe that's inefficient. That's just kind of what I've been thinking. In the words of, talked about her before, great YouTube channel, Yoga with Adrian. Find what feels good. And because after this, I know we're doing shrugs, I am just going to preemptively get these set up. Oh, this is way too high. There we go. Okay. And we will need, what do we need? Excuse me. We have 2 sets of, 15s will do. And we will need to throw some 45s on over there. Oh, so let's get that all taken care of. All right, and this is just an audio check to make sure we're still synced up. We're gonna do a clap. Okay, hopefully we're still synced up. When I watch the VOD, that will tell me. So hopefully I don't have to change anything again, because that would be annoying. And there's that. Okay, we'll hit a quick set of shrugs here, and we will see how this goes. Okay. Audio is good. Awesome. Thank you, Sia. I'm so glad I'm not like 5 seconds behind like I was the other day. We figured it out. Well, somebody on, actually I forget who it was, some guy on YouTube helped me out. Okay. Let's hit our last set of rear delts. We're nearly set up for shrugs after this, but let's get this all taken care of. All right. Ouch. So, forehead on the bench, reaching down and out. Whoa. Come on. Okay. How do I want to do this so I don't destroy? We'll go like that. I was gonna say, how do I want to do this so I don't destroy my fingers putting these weights down? All right. Slide those guys on, and then we'll take these 25s and bring them over here. Oh, see. Need to make the flies into a sticker? Dude, the flies are pretty brutal, man. They are quite difficult. I wish there was just a better way to hit rear delts, and I'm sure there are. I just need to, I don't know, maybe do a little bit of research. Or at some point, like I've talked about many a time, is consider investing in some sort of functional trainer, cable system, yada yada, and see what benefits that might bring. But for now, this is what we got. And I know that this looks all crooked, right? And the bar looks slanted and all of that, but it's the floor is the problem. I forget who it was. It might have been with Equips the other day. he was like, dude, why is the bar or your rack all slanted? Blah, 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 blah. And we looked, and it really is because of our foundation has a slight slope, which has led to the bar being slanted. But if we take a level and we clip it onto the bar, which is what we did, it actually wasn't as crooked and slanted as it lets on. So, all this to say, it's just our floor. No, he's not, Sia. I'm just, when he was here a couple days ago, it's something him and I were talking about. This might have been last week, probably. I don't exactly remember. Pretty sure it was last week. But, alrighty. Let us get our shrugs in. We have 185. I know there's dudes that you see at LA Fitness and 24 Hour Fitness that are going to shrug like 4 plates and be like, dude, why are you so weak? And the answer is because I am. All right. Oh, you haven't chatted with him in a long time? I think he was here. What? Obviously not yesterday, maybe the day before? He was here? He shows up every once in a while. He seems pretty like tied into the like YouTube fitness community and stuff, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, man. Bum, bum, bum. Da-bum, bum. I was not there yesterday. I was with my church. Oh, dude. I mean, I feel like I hope this goes without saying, but dude, real life is so much more important than being here. Obviously, I'm so appreciative of you and anybody who watches and shows up, but prioritize real life over this 100% of the time. You know, work, church groups, friends, family, acquaintances, you know, all of that is so much more important than watching a guy and talking with a guy working out in his garage. So, like I said, always incredibly appreciative of you and anybody showing up and hanging out and making this feel a little less lonely while training out here, but there's never anything to feel like you need to apologize for when you have real life obligations. this shit is not that serious, you know? Whew. All right. Last set on shrugs, and then we will switch on over to our bicep movements on the day. So again, going for 12. Felt a little, I would say unstable, but didn't feel super supported on the last one. And so just gonna throw a belt on for a little additional intra-abdominal pressure. So here we go. Oh, there we go. Belt flip. All right. Then we'll, gotta get this hair out of my face. This lettuce. So 185 for 12 on shrugs. And we'll do our easy bar curl with 70 pounds. And then we'll do hammers with 30 pounds. To wrap this up. Okay, so those were our shrugs. We're going to now set up, and we will pull back the zoom, and we will set up for our easy bar curls, cause it's easy. Bow, bow, bow. Easy bar curls on a Thursday. Bow, bow. Yeah, it's easy. Easy bar curls on a Thursday. So the bar's 30 pounds, and we'll slap on 2 tens on each side, getting us to 70 pounds. 2 sets, 12 to 15. You know, bit higher volume. Well, I guess, 2 sets on biceps, right? So not super high volume, just higher rep schemes, I guess. I was watching what was that? Whose podcast was it? I was watching a video of a podcast, and one of the things he was saying, and if this is a yeah, dude, no shit kind of moment, whatever, that's fine. But he was talking about how people think increasing volume leads to increased hypertrophy. And he was saying it's actually the other way around, that hypertrophy is what leads to, your ability to push more volume. And I don't know why that, I never made that connection before. I feel like so much of online fitness is you got to push volume. You need to add weight or reps every week, or it's a shitty training session. And hearing him talk about how, it's the muscles getting bigger and stronger, and also the neural adaptations of getting better at lifts over time, right? Like strength is a skill, yada, yada. And that, not necessarily like not getting so fixated on, number must go up, because you do want it to go up, and by tracking progress it does, but that like just the mindset shift, I think, of hypertrophy leading to an increase in volume instead of just, oh, well, I gotta just keep pushing weight week on week, because eventually you'll plateau, right? Like you can't add 5 pounds to your bench every week in perpetuity, right? Otherwise everybody would be benching 500 in 2 years or something. But that's not how it works, right? There's plateaus and other ways to drive progression, right? And it's not kind of exponential. It kind of, flattens out over time on the strength curve. So anyways, I thought that this was like a major light bulb moment for me. Maybe this is for you. I don't know. If I can find the podcast or the video from the other day, I'll link it. Because I was like, man, what a mindset shift for me. Anyways, all right, 2 sets, 12 to 15. Here we go. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. We got 12. We'll take it. And we'll adjust. We'll go. Yeah, we'll go like right there. That should be good. Perfect. And I'm actually gonna take this stuff off. Ugh. Dang, it's really out of sync, huh? Okay. I wonder what happened. But, dudes, yeah, do not even worry about being that guy. Because if it's not for you telling me, I wouldn't know. So. But I wonder what happened. Yeah, dude, I don't know what happened over the last couple. Uh, 1920 by 1080, 30 FPS. Buffers, video and audio to ensure the smoothest, most accurate playback, cost of increased latency. Program to the same frame rate for the best result. When disabled, ensures to play a console auto attack defense. I don't know. So apparently the audio is out of sync, but let's do just a clap test. And here we go. I don't know. See, is the audio behind the video? Is that what the problem is? Because we were doing so good before. Because the chat is at 30 frames. Page permissions. Read access. Blah, 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 blah. The video is faster. Can I clap again? Okay. All right. In 3, 2, 1. I wonder if it's something to do with this HDMI cable. Or maybe it's the capture card? I don't know. I don't know. Video is faster than the audio. Dang, okay. So, I feel like maybe I'll have to figure this out. I don't know why this happened, because it was working so good before, but I don't know why it's drifting. Thank you, Sia. I appreciate it. Ugh, okay. Ugh. Don't sweat. I mean, dude, but it's so annoying that that happens. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. I wonder if it's like a bitrate thing. I don't know. But I'm actually gonna start recording to see if because if the recording is out of sync, then we know we got issues, right? If it's just like the pipe from, what am I trying to say? If the recording locally is synced up, then we know it's not like the camera HDMI microphone setup. That's not what it is. Then we know it's something like in pushing out the stream, so that'll help us like diagnose both. It also could be the capture card that's capturing everything. I don't know, but everything was working before. Like I went and watched VODs of last week and everything was good. And then I did a test for like 30 minutes and everything was fine. And now this. So it's a little frustrating. that this happened, but maybe instead of having the audio go through and the mic attached to the camera, maybe we have it go through the computer and I'll just have to time and sync it up that way. I don't know, but we will see. I'll do another clap test just to see. And that's more for the recording than anything else, but thank you for letting me know. I feel like it's good until the like 35, maybe 45 minute mark, and that's where it gets wonky. But we're doing so good. Sure, go ahead and see it, or go ahead and send it. Let me take a look. No, not there. We want Discord. Sure. Okay. So do plus 100 plus 200. Yeah, I was seeing that. Here, well, let's try it. Camera, advanced audio properties. So what, we want it 200, we'll go 200. There we go. Close, okay. Here, let's try this. So this is at 200. Is that any better? Maybe that worked. I don't know. Again, I can check the recording too and see, but we have our last exercise and our last set. Some of these here, hammer curls. So we will get these knocked out. We'll do one set, going for 15. Let's see. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. Oh, my forearms. Oh, okay. See ya. Dude, we're learning. We are learning. I mean, I wonder if it's from like refreshing Restream on my laptop or something. Multi-stream is lagging on Restream. Here we go. Speed test to Restream servers, okay. Let's see what this person says. Test local recording, access the encoders, blah, 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 adjusting. Whatever. We will figure it out. But thank you, Sia. I appreciate it. Oh, you're listening to a little Taylor Swift, huh? A little T-Swizzle. T-Swizzle. But guys, I mean, that brings us to the end of today's lift. You know, pretty solid pull day. We got after it. Obviously, some, obviously, some audio issues that we need to continue to work through, and I promise we are trying to figure it out because everything was working last week, and now all of a sudden, it's not. So, that is on me to figure out, and I will. But I gotta go get ready for work, gotta take a shower, eat some food, do all that fun stuff. But with that, you guys have been great. We've been the MeatHaus. Excuse me, sorry for burping. I gotta get out of here. Have good Thursdays. I'll see you tomorrow. It'll be push day to wrap up to start our Friday and wrap up our week